Hi everybody. I had some requests for seeing how I paint my poppy flowers, and my husband is kind enough to run the camera. This is iron red. I drew the poppies on.
Move slow.
Okay. And now I'm just putting a little iron red down where the flowers need to be a little darker. This flower is pointing kind of up that way. So this just gives it some depth, kind of like painting a watercolor. Get a little extra down here in the base and maybe right where the black's going to be. And then I dive into this coyote really red, and I literally paint each flower, each leaf, kind of feel my way through it. It's sort of nice to have a little raw clay along the upper edge of the leaf up there. So if I get a little sloppy and I leave a little raw clay, that's good. These are the leaves in the back, because this flower again is looking up that way, so you just catch a little piece of it. This is this coyote glaze, and I blob it on pretty good. Have to be sort of fearless. And then I go back in with the really red a second time, just here and there, and that also gives it texture and depth. Okay, so that's the really red. And then the white I'm using is called White Crawl. So the white goes right in the middle. And I'm not very careful. And then the black is again coyote black, and it just needs to be blobbed on there. In this particular case, again, the flower's shooting up that way, and I tend to blob a little black down at the base and a little white at the base. And while I'm at it, I have a couple of buds on this one. So again, I do the base in iron red. And then I jump right in with my really red, right over the iron red, plus some. Very abstract, very loose, not trying to make it perfect. And then I like to maybe put a little white in there, just because. Little black for darkness. And now I'm not really sure what green to use. I'm going to try Cactus Crawl, because these coyote crawls are kind of cool the way they crinkle up, and they kind of look like, well, they look like the skin of an alligator. So I'm going to use this Cactus Crawl this time. I'm not real worried about how much of this green works out. I can put a little wax over it and then dip the whole thing in fog, so whatever happens, happens. Okay. Oh yes, and this particular poppy, because it's coming up from the bottom that way, it also has a little bit of green at the base here. So as you can see, you draw yourself a poppy and you just feel the leaves and the textures, and everyone comes out a little different. I'm going to go a little bit more really red on my buds. This really red is cool. And then when I wax it, I leave a little bit of the raw clay just on the outside edge of a few of the petals. And that works out pretty well. Oops, got a little icky there. I'll sand it. So, that's it. That's how I paint my poppies and buds. Thank you, husband, for filming it, and thanks for watching.